Dave Palumbo here. And guys, one of the perks of being in a position like myself, owning rxmuscle.com and having radio shows and TV shows and having a very big social media following, is that I get perks. And this time around, my perk really wasn't for myself. I was actually talking on my radio show about how my dad has got this new obsession with smoking cigars. I don't know why. He calls me up 6,000 times. He thinks I live around the corner still. He can't remember that I moved to Florida. And he's always asking me to get him boxes of cigars. I don't know where this love of cigars came from, because he never smoked a cigar my entire life that I was there. He smoked pipes, he smoked cigarettes, and he gave those up for 30 years. And now he's into this cigar thing. Anyway, one of our viewers and one of our people who follow the show sent me a letter and a little gift box. It's from John Huber, who owns Crowned Heads Cigars. And evidently, they are a premium cigar company headquartered in Nashville, Tennessee. They have 2 factories in the Dominican Republic and Nicaragua. These are actually from Nicaragua. I'm going to talk about them in a minute. They also service like 800 stores across the country. They're also in Germany, Netherlands, and Venezuela. And he was a former guy who worked out, bodybuilder, and he owns a cigar company. And he sent me this amazing box of cigars from my dad. I was open it, but it's sealed. I don't want to break the seal. But I mean, you could just look at the high quality of these cigars. He also sent me a little mini humidor. That's to keep the humidity on these cigars. I don't know if my dad will smoke these way before he ever needs to use this. I got a nice little hat from Crowned Heads, and probably the coolest thing, I think, I was almost thinking of keeping it, but I'm going to give it to my dad. It's a super cool ashtray. I'm not into smoking purposely, personally, but this I would just like put on a coffee table. I wouldn't let anyone put cigarettes in it or anything, but it's really cool looking. So maybe my dad can use this ashtray, and this way he won't burn down my house, or his house, my house. Well, in the future, but his house in Long Island there. But once again, I love when people send me little gifts like that, and I don't ask for anything ever, because I don't like to owe anyone anything. But John Huber is a really great guy for doing this. I appreciate it. If you're watching out there, thank you so much for doing this for my dad. And when I mail this off to him, he's going to be so happy. First of all, he'll probably call me up. They're sending me stuff. I'm going to get billed. Am I getting billed? He's going to think like someone's charging him for this. But I'll tell him, John, that you sent it as a gift to him. Whether I could absolutely explain the concept of what happened here and why I'm sending it to my dad or not is another story. But it's great to know that there are fans out there who really appreciate what we're doing here at RX Muscle, and who are willing to share some of their secrets from their own trades. I have problems all the time. I'm like, and I voice it on the radio, and I have people contact me and say, hey, we just had, take for instance, Monday, we were going to be having Daniel Luttrell on from the FDA, the Food and Drug Administration. He contacted me after I did my rant on protein pudding, about how I can't call my pudding a pudding because it's not a food. And he said, hey, I can come on your show and explain to you, what we do and how we test foods and supplements over at the FDA. And we're going to have a great interview. We pre-recorded it yesterday, and you guys are going to love that on Monday. So, if any of you fans out there do have special trades that you might think are something that I would find interesting, anything about shoulder replacements would definitely be helpful, contact me. Feel free to email at huge285@AOL.com, or you can Facebook me, because I do get back to people. I respond to all my own emails, and I love innovation, and that's what it's all about. And there's so many different. It's funny because the bodybuilding community is such a diversified community of people from every single walk of life. So there's always someone who's an expert in something. Years ago, I talked about wanting to produce my own macadamia nut oil, but I didn't know anywhere to make it. And I had a person who's a good friend of mine now, Andrea Pappas from South Africa, contacted me, and he said, I know someone who has a macadamia nut ranch here in South Africa. And lo and behold, now we sell macadamia nut oil for the last 6 years. So look, like I said, I appreciate and always respect where I come from and who's around me, and the fans and the people who watch our programming are just as important as me. I'm no better than anyone else. I know that Believe me, I'm probably worse than most of you guys out there. I think we're all equal, though, and thank you so much for supporting what we do. Don't forget to watch Ask Dave a little later today. I think in about an hour we'll be recording that with Sid Faruqi and Johnny Styles, and that will go up on our RX Muscle YouTube page, so you'll want to check it out over there. If you haven't subscribed to the YouTube channel, do it, because the more subscribers I get, the more inspired I am to give you guys more content on a daily basis. Thank you, and I will see you in about 30 minutes on Ask Dave.